Doug Rice, motherfuckers. Boy, let me tell you what happened. Let me tell you. Folks, Big Brother is listening and they don't like what I am saying. Let me just kind of give you folks a reason this YouTube live is being done. I was literally on a TikTok live for about 35, 40 minutes, doing fairly well. I'm learning to keep folks, hey Candy, learning to keep folks at bay, learning to keep folks, off my timeline so that they're not insulting me and triggering the Doug, because I get triggered, and they bully people, so they say. Well, just moments ago, folks, I was doing a TikTok live. I had about 100, 110 people in there. Grand Rising, how you doing? Good morning. And let me tell you what I mentioned. I was just on a roll. Morning, bro. On a roll. I was like butter. I was on a roll, right? Let me tell you what I said. Very, very interesting. I was bouncing off a story about a brother, black man, that was Karened by a neighbor because he piggybacked into the apartment complex behind her. She opened the gate. He went in behind her, as most of us have done, to get into the gate, so we ain't got to worry about it, And she jumped out of her car and yada, 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 acted like this, that, and the other. And I, of course, went into my usual look, folks. This is the attitude. And then I slid into some current events that I think, where's my shirt? I like that. Slid into some current events. And the current event that got me booted from the TikTok platform had nothing to do with the virus or nothing. Vaccines, nothing. What had me booted was telling folks that they have put on ballots in some states a vote calling into the question the results of the 2020 election. These folks have filled state legislators to the point and put in key positions people from the new Nazi party, the GOP, the new Nazi party. Trump is the new Hitler. Okay. And they're following pre-German Nazi playbook to the fucking T. Make the lie big. I mean, they are doing everything. I mean, this guy is literally play by play following Hitler's playbook, and nobody's paying attention. The whole the cult of fucking personality has gripped a segment of this society that is power hungry. It's a group of people, and I said this yesterday in a TikTok I'm gonna post. Here's what's happened, and here's why we're in trouble. Here's why we're in trouble. The folks that had power while Donald Trump was in office had never had power like that before. They'd never been interwoven into the government as any folks in their position. And let me just explain their position. Donald Trump has never been accepted by the elite of this country. The folks who assure that, as best they can, every person that holds high office, specifically the highest office in the land, is of a certain caliber, is of a certain culture. Even their sins, hidden so well, have some sort of elevated nonsense attributed to them. I mean, they are evil so good, but not Donald Trump. Mm-mm. Donald Trump spent years in New York City trying to get on the in because he had money, and his racist Klansman of a father happened to, do people in real estate really, really bad. Slumlord. Made money as a slumlord. That's verifiable. Taken to court in the 70s for his treatment of black people in New York. So that's verifiable. That's how he made his money. Okay. I talked about the term creep and how applicable it is, not only to him, but the folks that follow him. And the fact that these low-level Gentiles, these folks that really have never had that taste of the good life. I mean, let's just call it what it is. You put a fucking dress on a goddamned pig, there's still a fucking pig. But the pig liked the digs, baby. And that little bit of power that they've got, they are clinging on to it with every fiber of their goddamn disgusting being. And they are promoting white supremacy and right-wing white nationalism in this country in the most subtle of ways, doing so effectively and making headway, changing laws. And right now, they've got folks, and this is what got me booted. They've got folks in the legislations of the different and various states of this country that have somehow managed to put the very vote settled on the ballot. Why? Because Donald Trump said Republicans are not going to vote until we get this issue settled. These folks are headed straight for a fucking civil war. And Negroes better steer the fuck clear. Now, you folks better pay attention. I'm trying to tell you. And for God's sake, I'm on TikTok. Now, I'm blocked to do my videos till later on today, I think around 2 o'clock. Let's see if they honor that. But I went over and reviewed in my mind all the material that I talked about, and I followed a news story. And the second I told you on the ballot in states in this country is a vote on whether the 2020 election was legitimate. Now, I want you to understand what's going to happen after that. With 400 million guns in this country, up 200 million from 2010. Y'all sitting there think I'm blowing smoke with them taking me off of platforms, telling you just that. That's public knowledge. What? I don't understand that. It's what they're doing. It's what they've done. I just don't want you caught unaware, folks. I hope you hear and see the sincerity of this delivery. These motherfuckers are serious. They're not playing. And they're grinning in your goddamned faces every fucking day. While their children circulate petitions to bring back slavery. Is anybody listening? For God's sake, folks, they're walking around mad. Let me tell you why they're mad. Maybe they're mad because they're not in power. Maybe they're mad because they don't have that power they had just a few months of fucking go. And this boy, Donald Trump, this thin-skinned, good Lord, narcissistic, self-absorbed, petty, trifling motherfucker who they love, a fucking failure in business, bankrupt, sued, won't pay people, a cheat, a liar, and they hold his blonde-haired, blue-eyed ass up for everyone to fucking admire. Are you fucking serious? Where the fuck do you think we are? This is not a game. They ain't fucking playing. I'm searching for some goddamn understanding. I just don't want you to relax as you walk about this penal colony for Negroes. Because we're trapped here amongst the motherfuckers who want to do us harm. And they express it every day. Listen, I'm not talking about the people that don't. Fuck them. I'm talking about the people that do. The problem is the people that don't, who grin and cheese in your fucking face and tell you how fucked up I am, they don't have a goddamned word to say to their goddamned kin. They won't correct themselves. And we're going to fucking pay for it. And so are they. But the price we pay, if this goes unchecked, shit's going to go backwards, folks. I just can't, I just don't understand. I have done video after video expressing News story after news story of their attitude toward blackness in this country. I'm not talking about people of color. I mean, they're trying to give people of color a break, right? But Negroes, no. And we need to wake the fuck up and realize that on the 16th of October, 2021 at 8:02 in the goddamn morning, Saturday. Good morning. Don't look at me stupid. Don't look at me stupid and say, well, Doug, my next door neighbors, I've lived with them next to them for 10 years and they've never said an unkind word. I don't give a fuck. I'm not talking about them. Carry on. Nice people. I'm not in the mood anymore to give motherfuckers just, the benefit of the doubt, the good side of me, the warmth. No, I think we take a risk in doing that. Fuck, we can't tell a motherfucker his girl looks good without getting shot dead. I say we mind our fucking business. Now, let me tell you, if you're in your car, you're sitting in your car, you're doing whatever you do, editing a video, fuck. And Karen comes up to your car screaming and yelling to high heavens, demanding that you account for your existence in her presence. Listen to me. First thing, it's not a winning situation. Don't just, I mean, how much of an example do we need? How many of us need to just get clipped, beaten, dragged, strangled? I mean, just come on. There's a better way for us to do at least just the navigating through this shit. I'm sorry. And yes, Candy, they express this sentiment, this hatred, this malice, this malevolence. It's a fucking, it's a growth within that, in my opinion, cannot be excised. We folks, I dare say we've done everything to try to get through. We've been non-threatening. We've been threatening. We've rioted. We've marched. We've prayed. We've sat in. We've prayed in. We've thought some prayers. We've talked it out. Reb Al, Don Lemon, the new guy, who's pretty fucking good. I got to admit. He's good. The others on Fox. How about the kind of rotund black fellow there on the business side of Fox? He's rather entertaining to look at. But listen, Sydney, Australia. Good day, mate, from sunny Australia. What time is it down now? I don't do my accents that way because I don't want to become a caricature. But Sydney, is it nighttime, daytime? What time is it? Got something on the bobby? That better have been good enough for a fucking replay. I know that goddamn much. I can't take that back, Macklin. Fuck, that's out there. That's in the can, baby. That's done. Maybe I'll do my Bernie Mac one day. Then guys might, you do Bernie Mac, you better fucking nail Bernie Mac. You will cancel yourself doing Bernie Mac and fucking it up. I didn't mean to drift, but listen. Fact is, folks, I do that sometimes. My neighbors don't even speak at all and shows his dismay. And it's a growth, Richard. Listen, we're not doing anything different. This is why I tell you there's an issue. We, as Negroes in this country, we have not changed our trajectory of activity and conduct for years. Shit, we're lightening up a little bit. Just got one little focus group there in Chicago. We get that under wraps. Hey, the whole percentages start skewing toward our favor. So we're not changing. So who's taking your country? You've put a freeze on immigration now, I believe. Yes, stay in place. You loving that, right? There's no invasion happening. Not that I see. And as far as I can see, black people ain't taking in a bunch of air on you. Nobody's doing that. No, what we're doing is like, hey, why don't you go in the corner and take a goddamn minute The fuck's wrong with you? Why are you throwing a goddamn tantrum in the middle of a fucking lingerie store, Karen? Serious? What's wrong with you? Sorry. I'm from the Chi, and they are putting the guns. Of course. Listen, you're Antoine. Listen, we all know Chicago is fueled from exterior forces. We all know that they could get a grip on Chicago overnight if they wanted to, but they like to have that as the go-to for us. Because Antoine, when one of them loses their fucking minds, see a fucking sign in the window, pow, 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 hear music, hear some Jay-Z bumping at just the right volume, baby. Pow, pow, pow. The fuck is that? I don't know. But when one of them loses their mind, and we have every right to point it out and say, hey, stop murdering us. Their go-to is Chicago. So their only recourse is to keep that fire kindled. You got to keep throwing the fucking guns in there because, what else you going to do? If you don't, they're going to start killing each other with sticks. And that has a lot less impact. Yeah, we dig it, baby. Yeah, they bring the fucking guns in. Are you out of your mind? Are you out of your mind? People are being murdered in Chicago at these exponential levels by guns not imported by black people. That's not our thing. Let me tell you something. If black people were bringing guns into the community like that, they'd make a movie about it. Maybe they'd call it American Gangster 2. Don't fuck with me, man. These motherfuckers bring this shit in. And you know what? Antoine, let me tell you something. This is their tried and true method of infiltration and destruction. This is what they do. They know that if they put things not accessible within the community, plainly not attributed to community origins, but if they somehow can get that shit in, like an internal bomb, it'll explode in the community and just blow shit up. Did it in the 70s with drugs and heroin. Pointedly saw the threat of black unity and infused our communities with drugs in an effort to disrupt that unity, illegalizing the drugs, the possession, the sale, criminalizing their use, but maintaining the flow. And, since we're being honest, I'm going to go ahead and just tell you, from Vietnam flowed the heroin that we're talking about. And those individuals in control of the poppy fields in Vietnam were the Catholic Church. Check my math. Check my fucking math. Folks, I don't think you understand the sinister nature, the connective psychic tissue of this whole white supremacy thing through their history and how they accomplish and achieve it through means that really don't seem connected. They don't really seem as if they have, a relatable experience to one another, but they do. And they ensure the obfuscation and fog of that presence so that you can't put your finger on that one organization or thing because they're fucking everywhere. And they're doing this shit all the time from every direction. You need to understand what we're up against and why I believe the kingdom is approaching. Because the only rescue that we have is God Almighty. These folks are gone. I mean, there's really no other way to describe. I think we're at a point of no return with so many, and they intend to do this thing. They intended to do this thing in the Civil War. And I think, as some of you may or may not know, the Civil War was not primarily about slavery. It became the focal point once the Emancipation Proclamation truly took form. But the American Civil War began with difference of opinion regarding the election of Abraham Lincoln. And it started within the country and festered, bringing with it, connecting with it other events, other topics, other attitudes, slavery being one. And that's how this country got into its first civil war, because of an election. Am I getting through to people? Are you guys understanding what's happening? The only individual that can save us is not here yet. And on the way, that individual is with a capital I. And if you, as Hebrews, don't believe that, then you've turned your back on the kingdom. And I'm not saying that comes with any particular consequence. Hey, you're Hebrews. I'm pretty sure the Creator is going to give you every allotment, accountants he can, every circumstance in your favor. But I will tell you, the kingdom fast approaches. Moab is getting rather vigorous, isn't he? Chinese seem to be hell-bent on a small fucking piece of land with 24 million people in it. Good Lord, boy, they're focused, aren't they? You gotta admire Xi Jinping. He's a good poker player. You can't read him, which makes him dangerous. I mean, Trump, didn't read him all day. He's a shallow shell of a human being, very small, can't, goes on and on about his own daughter for some reason. I don't even get that. But okay, whatever, right? But Xi Jinping, the guy's a steady rock of a scary motherfucker. And, well, they're not playing either. Now, I need you to understand what's also happening, because I'm going to put it in perspective for you. Whether they ban me, block me, I don't give a fuck. But you need to know. These guys, they allow something called artificial intelligence to determine their foreign policy. The Chinese, I will say it again, determine and allow artificial intelligence, computers, to determine their foreign policy. They've been doing this since about 2015, I believe. And I hope you check my math, because this is no joke. Now, I read what they print, and Xi Jinping is not the fucking one. Trust me when I tell you, the boy ain't playing. He's to be taken seriously. Fuck with him at your peril. That aside, they have entertained first strike scenarios on the United States. You can read about it. All you have to do is Google it, baby, and you'll see the fucking article. First strike scenarios. Now, if that doesn't send a chill down your proverbial spine, well, folks, tune the fuck out. I don't even need you here. But the fact that they're entertaining hitting first just tells me how precarious a position we're all in. But praise God, praise the Most High, all creation. His promises will be complete. Those things he said will come to fruition. So I don't worry too much. Maybe there's something holding folks back. But that ominous threat, always there, lets you know we're in some times that don't need distraction, brothers and sisters. I'm letting you know. I'm letting you know. If you don't understand the position that we're in, then maybe you don't read about Pakistan and India and their conflict. They're getting, vocal. So everybody's moving toward an event. Everything seems to be moving towards something. And I'm going to just let you know, this new church, the Catholic Church has put together that's supposed to open next year. You guys know about that, right? I mean, that doesn't send a chill anywhere. You're good with that. You're good with that combination of Christian, Muslim, and Jew church that they're opening next year. Nobody cares. Nobody thinks that prophetic announcement, prophetic, actual happening thing put in scripture for everyone to notice, now coming to life, announced as a reality, and you Hebrews what? Okay, so listen, if you don't understand, then you're distracted. They're making moves. It's going down. I said yesterday that this country is in the precise position that pre-Nazi Germany was in. This cult that's forming in the GOP, the new American Nazi Party. If you don't believe it's true, take a look at what they intend. And I'm talking about 2022, folks, on the ballot in states, the legitimacy of the vote happening 2 years prior. Donald Trump has a stranglehold. Huh? It's almost, you almost want to associate his name with the trumpets that the Bible talks about, the 7 trumpets that, but we don't have to talk about that. How's everybody doing? Good opening? 26-minute opening. I like it. Doug Rice Show. Welcome, one and all. It's Saturday. 8:18 in the morning. As you guys know, I do usually an hour and a half show. Sometimes I push 2. But today is unusual because of the news. The fact that before anything else happens, as their leader, Donald Trump, has decreed, they will put to a vote that which has been decided and couple that with their thoughts and actions on and against us. The latest news that shows the attitude of indifference, the malice, the malevolence, the anger, the angst, whatever the fuck they got chewing at their conscience on us, is being acted out, is being expressed. And my job, I believe, is to simply say something. That's all. I'm just saying something about it. That's it. I got a mouth. All right, let's get into it. Black news. Black news is the order of the day. Okay, so black news, here we go. Let's talk about the black news. So I'm looking here. Louisiana Trooper, we did that one. Black business boom. That's good to know. Till kingdom comes. Black business move. So some of this I went over yesterday's live. Police in Philadelphia say that we will no longer pull over people for minor traffic stops that disproportionately affect black drivers. So they're not going to be pulling over too many more black people. That's basically the long and short of that. I got to love this. Let me see here. Racist attack on English heritage exhibition celebrating black news. Wow, black lives, excuse me. This from, so here we go, folks. I mean, the gift that keeps on giving. This from The Guardian, and I will put it on my Twitterverse. Here we go. Very, very interesting. Racist attack on English heritage exhibition celebrating black lives. Police called after N-word scrawled on photograph of black model at stately home show. So they're feeling some kind of way in England. Wow, huh? So, I mean, and now we understand the hatred for us is global. And it's I'm trying to figure out, I mean, why the sudden pickup in the hatred on Negroes in this country? Why the sudden pickup in right-wing white nationalism in Poland, in Austria, where primarily there are nothing but white folks? So you tell me. And Kamala D, very good. I like that. Kamala is hiding. And I told my wife yesterday, it's my belief that Kamala is hiding all because she's being prepped. I think she's being prepped. We see Joe. And, folks, I need you to understand, I am not a Republican. I am not a Democrat. I am a theocrat. I believe in God rule. So when I talk about Kamala, I talk about her with about as much disinterest and contempt as I would Donald Trump. Joe Biden, too. Crime Joe Bo. Crime Joe, Crime Bill Joe. All of them have expressed their disdain for us. Kamala laughed and giggled like a schoolgirl when someone suggested that she do something principally, primarily, and only for Black people. Did you see that roll around Twitter? And oh my goodness, did she not take joy in telling us what she will not do for Negro? God, I love her. Look, she grew up in a house where the historic caste system must have played a part in her upbringing, where, darker skinned folks are considered less than, and folks with a lighter hue are considered superior. Who the fuck keeps pushing that false narrative? Anyway, yeah, D. Lee, they know. They know. They're about to throw him right under the bus. I agree. Tyrone Port, you're right. And maybe rightfully so. I think Joe is not doing the job he really expected to do. Had we had him when he was running the second time, maybe there'd be a different outcome. I don't know. I do thank you for tuning in, for at least showing up. That I appreciate. We're going to go through this as best as I can keep my voice running. Going to go through this and continue to search the internet, trove the internet, if you will. They're making a big deal of this civil rights leader in Chicago who died, and I'm trying to figure out why. I dig it. 1918, 2021, Timuel Black, another Black in the story. The gentleman who was pulled over, his name was Black. The story that I was doing in TikTok. Interesting. But here's the problem, and I've said it before. He's a civil rights leader in Chicago, and what? Isn't that the place? It's almost like they're throwing this man's death in our face as a civil rights leader to kind of bring attention to the fact that isn't Chicago the place where Black people are killing each other at an exponential rate? It kind of feels that way. It feels disingenuous. It's been in the news for over 2 days. I top Black news in Google. It's the second from the top. Why are they keeping this in our fucking face? Or it could be the algorithms. Who the fuck knows? Okay. The Nashville comedian accused of the car break-in. I covered that. Weird. Don't understand it. Black News Channel homepage. Let's see what we got. Town hall held ahead of trial for men accused of killing Ahmaud Arbery. Why would a town hall be held? That doesn't really make too much sense to me. So a town hall is held. Let's throw it up on the Twitterverse. You guys can check this out. You can read along. Town hall is being held. Oh, it gives me a warning that the story may trigger me. Should I read it anyway? Well, let's do it anyway. Fuck it. That's, wow. Jury selection in the trial for the men who allegedly shot and killed Ahmaud Arbery begins Monday, and the town of Brunswick, Georgia, held a town hall to discuss concerns. Interesting. Several members of the community attended a town hall meeting on Thursday to hear law enforcement officers explain their plans for keeping residents safe when the trial begins. Well, my goodness, had they only concerned themselves with the safety of Ahmaud Arbery, as intently as they concern themselves with their own safety when it comes to trying him for their murder. I'm just a little. I mean, I'm just. This is so odd. Their sensitivities, their fears, are just being expressed through some force. I don't get it, folks. These folks walk around and tell you, white supremacy is a thing, but they walk around the scaredest, most cowardest motherfuckers. Every little thing that exacerbates their countenance must be addressed. If their children can't sit in a classroom and hear of the horrors of slavery, they want to cancel that history because their kids are too fucking uncomfortable. Where are these motherfuckers? Oh, they're killing them in wars. Right. The noble, brave, principled people that have died in the wars financed by the weak, coward, self-absorbed, narcissistic wealthy. Pretty soon, all you're left with is that. And so that's who's running shit now. They've killed off the best of them. And now they're left with Donald Trump and 23 million people who think and act and hold his same principles and values. Do you know what kind of trouble we're in? We're in trouble. So, interesting. They're really concerned about their community. BNC correspondent Jane Donaldson was there to hear the questions from community members and answered from officials. Focus of the town hall was safety and security for residents and visitors. What about the safety and the security for Audley? Fuck them. It was an opportunity for residents to ask questions about upcoming street closures, plans for police presence, and other concerns. Wow, you're really, 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 really scared because you killed one of our princes in your presence. And now we've got the culprit and putting them on trial, and now you're frightened of the consequences. What do you think's going to happen? What are they imagining will happen? Are they imagining what they would do under these circumstances, I wonder? Because whatever fantasy they have going on, whatever fears they have, they're only projecting what they themselves would do under the same goddamn circumstances. And we all fucking know it. For the past 6 months, the town has been working with Homeland Security and the Georgia Department of Emergency Management on a plan to address safety. But there will be no presence from federal officials. Interesting. Father and son duo Gregory and Travis Michael chased Arbery in a pickup truck in the Satilla Shores neighborhood of Brunswick in February 2020 while he was jogging. Hope there's nothing on my face. They reportedly shot him at close range, killing him. William Roddy Bryson is also on trial for joining the chase and recording it on a cell phone. February 2020. Want me to read it again? Because you can fucking read it on my Twitter. Here's the deal. Now they, I kind of can see their concern now. I kind of can see, they took this man. I'm hoping everybody read the article. This is February of last year. They chased this man down and murdered him for the sole reason they saw a black person alone. And you wonder why I encourage us to stay to our fucking selves, to get out of Babylon and to look to the kingdom. That's February 2020. That wasn't 1950, folks. That was last year. I'm hoping everybody's paying attention. it should be illegal for them to have this meeting. I mean, really, they're prepping. You know what they're doing? They're getting all their ducks in row and ready to defend. And they're also laying the foundation for any action they may take in that defense. So they have a town hall meeting, express their concerns to justify whatever they may do next. And you don't understand my encouraging brothers, sisters, Hebrews to simply be elsewhere. I don't give a fuck who likes it. They're not going to police themselves effectively against us. They're not going to do it. They're going to allow themselves all they enjoy in doing what they do to Hebrews in this country. They've practiced at it so long, I don't think they could stop if they wanted to. But the Most High is on the way to put a stop to this fucking shit. Hey, it's Saturday. All right, folks. I don't know. I mean, I can get hooked on one story. I can, it's for me, it's just, we don't do this enough. We don't talk about this shit. We don't discuss the fact that this shit's happening. We gloss over this and we don't consider this is life in the United Snakes of America for Negroes. Everyone else, well, that's them. But us, we need to pay attention to this. And isn't it odd that when other groups and other segments of this society gather together in furtherance of them and what they stand for, Italians, Irish, Mexicans, all of these people, Jewish people, they all have their groups, their, I don't count the NAACP because I'm not talking about colored people, but I do have the agenda and the agenda community, the Association of Geographically Enslaved Negro Descendants of the Americas. Yeah, I made that up. And I bring that in because, we're one royal family of Hebrews, right? Now, principally, we are the tribe of Judah. Just going to say it. They had to get the royal family here. There may, in fact, be other tribes scattered throughout the globe, but I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about us. And there's nothing wrong with talking about us. I don't want anybody to feel some kind of way. There's a car going on. Just because I'm talking about us exclusively and only Negroes. You don't like that? I hope that catches motherfuckers in they crawl. It's about time. Every other segment of the society is able to gather amongst themselves and, talk about themselves positively, give each other encouragement, and warn each others of the pitfalls that they face. JDL, Italian American League, or whatever, Irish American, they all have their own little things. But when we start talking amongst ourselves, they get suspicious, insecure. They lash out, they accuse, they do everything except mind their fucking business. And I, for one, don't have a problem encouraging this kind of interaction. When they murder us indiscriminately, when they fuck us, run us down, and you don't think that's odd? I mean, what the fuck? Now, in light of their behavior, they're concerned about the backlash in the application of justice against their own. If there were two black guys that did that, they wouldn't concern themselves of retribution, activity, occurrence, violence, which to me expresses the original thought. What kind of cowardice is this? You don't want to hear the truth taught in your schools. You don't want justice to come to your town. You're afraid of everything, and it shows. Now, I'm certain there are quite a few of our oppressors that have often wondered, I wonder what black people think. You know, I don't really know. I know what I think. And I just happen to be a black person in this country. All right. How's everybody doing? Doing good. So, read this. I didn't, the story itself, it does contain violence. To hear what is in the hearts of beings that walk amongst us, what the capabilities of individuals triggered by their own insecurity and hatred, malice toward that which they don't know, understand, appreciate, like, give two fucks about. And the fact that they could do what we have read them do just kind of lets me know, hey, we're not at home. Does that feel like we're at home? Does what happened to young Ahmaud Arbery just walking around minding his fucking business, does that feel like we're at home? Do you feel comfortable? So that's up there. Black America Web, they also give me some good material from time and again. Right at the top of the page, Mr. Chicago Rights civil activist died, 102. Thanks. Bill Clinton's been hospitalized. Shit. How old is he? Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton has a son in Arkansas. Looks just like him. He's got chest pain, shortness of breath. I can imagine. He's got some stents, I understand. And for God's sake, he's up there. He's up. I don't have too much ill will toward Bill Clinton as a person regarding us. I'm not really privy to his racist leanings. If any, I do know he will bed one of us. So, and he seems Negro friendly. So my feelings on his condition are that of any other person. I'm saddened for him. I hope he pulls out. They sure have a lot of bodies surrounding them, though, them Clintons. I'm just saying. I didn't mean to go into that, but good Lord, don't they? Like 132 bodies? That's a lot. What up, Cape Killer? Yeah, I'm just saying. God love him. God love him, Bill Clinton. Hope he's okay. Boom. Racist California man shoots father 7 times, charged with hate crime. What gave it away? I mean, was it the racist expletives he was using? Was it the fact that he almost ran these folks over and they just said, hey, can you watch where you're going, and stopped his truck, went around, shot him 7 times, once in the face, not killing him, and then this happened just a few days ago. Are you still grinning, motherfuckers? Are you still fucking happy? That's the story. I read it to you. Racist California man shoots black father 7 times, charged with hate crime. Oh, joy. Hate crime. Thank you. I'm not even going to read it. Dante writes, killer cop might argue confusing taser for a gun was reasonable, because we all know that guns and tasers feel the same. A 20-year veteran training somebody should certainly know that. So why didn't she just admit she wanted to take a life, and she did so? Why is she now trying to just evade? Dear, you were in a murderous fucking mood. Almost happened instantaneously. It's in your goddamned nature. You saw the opportunity and you took it. I'm not going to take that. I thought a taser was a gun, or gun was a taser bullshit. Too fucking convenient, and it's been done more than once. Try. Fuck out of here. Moving on. What's next? Justice for Agnes Tirop. Agnes Tirop was found dead. The husband has supposedly killed her. I want to see what the wife looks like, or whoever the husband was. I want to see. I just got to see. Caucasity at its best. We get caucasus when we begin to imitate. That's just horrible. Sorry to hear it. Bill Cosby addresses new unconstitutional lawsuit claiming that he drugged and raped Lily Bernard in 1990. The lawsuit bears all the hallmarks of the dozens of other similar allegations from women claiming the disgraced comedian sexually assaulted them too. Now, I know this has been done, but I want to know your thoughts. Now, Bill Cosby obviously is a sicko. Okay, whatever. Okay, but the WAP chick, said that she drugged and robbed men. Now, some people have tried to compare the two. I'm going to go ahead and make the call and say, not the same. Not the same. You ain't going, partner, no. You ain't going to confuse the hustle with some sick depravity. We know what she was doing. What? Rolling. No. Bill was on some other shit. So let's not compare the two. Cardi B and Bill Cosby are not the same. Don't throw up what Cardi B did. She drugged, robbed, whatever she did. Obviously she's been forgiven. So, wow. So they're taking him to court. I guess they're going to try to take him for all his money now. He's not going to need it. I mean, what money's anyway. And you should see, I mean, these opportunistic chicks that are coming out of the woodwork to grab some cash. Dear God, don't they know? All money ain't good money, baby. All money ain't good money. You don't want Bill Cosby's money. I don't know why I said that. I just said you don't. There's just something about that whole, I don't like that. Yeah, some money you turn down. I hope you folks know that. Some money you turn the fuck down. Not much, but some money you turn down. Oh, here we go. Department of Justice opens a probe into the Indianapolis police sergeant who handcuffed and stomped Black Main's face with video. I'm going to go ahead and share this one. So, isn't that just decent of them? Now, keep in mind, folks, nobody intends to be hurt in this probe. It's just a probe. So the Department of Justice, they've opened a probe into the stomping of a Black man's face while in handcuffs videotape. And they're opening a fucking probe. I mean, they're not coming down with guns blazing, putting people on the ground. Don't you move, motherfucker. Cuff him! Now, if a Black police sergeant had handcuffed a white person, white guy, and stomped his face on video aggressively, purposefully, with intent, do you think they'd open a probe or they would open up a can of whip ass? Would it be some slow-moving investigation into what happened? Or would you see this brother in handcuffs, face all fucked up, knelt down, being led into what we hope is a simple arraignment? Come on, folks. That's why I do what I do. So they've determined they're going to open up a probe. Guy's probably still walking free, administrative leave with pay. What the fuck? Negroes in America wouldn't dream of doing that to anyone else. A cop would never dream of stomping the face of one of their kin. I mean, if they did, well, it'd probably be well deserved. But, for the purposes of being a Black person, you get the opportunity to have the cowboy shit stomped out of you while handcuffed. Always an added fucking bonus. A. It wouldn't have been wrong, but he still would have been charged. Had he got out of those handcuffed and turned the tables, but I expect, nothing will happen. Nothing will happen. Let me tell you something. Let's take the example. A group of crazed maniacs, maniacal, racist pieces of fucking shit overran the government building of this country, hurt people, and went so far as to take human feces and spread it upon the edifices therein. Those individuals are being met with probation. Time served. Release. So if you think this cop that handcuffed and stomped a black man on video is somehow going to get some fucking justice, stop. Welcome to the Doug Rice Show, folks. I'm Doug Rice. Let's talk. Want to mention once again my Patreon account, patreon.com/Doug Rice. I'm going to open up a GoFundMe. We'll do that. I'll explain what it's for so people don't have some kind of fucking idea. Folks, I'm going to do this. I'm going to keep doing it. I'm going to get better at it. And guess what? You're going to fucking love it. You know why? Because I'm going to tell the truth. I'm going to say what the fuck we've been wanting to say. I'm not speaking for you per se, but I am speaking for me. And the one thing I'm not going to do is hold back anymore. Do you think they're holding back? Or the guy who handcuffed and stomped that black guy, is he holding back? He doesn't seem like they're holding back. Guy that choked out the 5-year-old that looked like us in preschool. They're not holding back. They're petitioning to bring slavery back. They're not holding back. Not in the least. So now I think we should return the fucking favor. That's all. All right. You thought I was like winding down. I know you did, but I'm not going to stop. Fuck that. I get like an invigoration of, I read something and it just, there it is. All right. Afram News. Who came up with that bullshit? Afram News. It's ridiculous. Afram News. George Floyd, let him rest in peace. Yes, please. What are you doing? Oh, yes, the spray paint. George Floyd, this is a commentary. Let him rest in peace. They're not going to do that. They're not going to let him rest in peace. Are you kidding me? Look how they murdered him. Do you expect that to be let rest in peace? That's not going to happen. Every time you put something up, they're going to spray something on it. That reminder of who they are cannot stand unfettered. They are going to molest everything that has his image and likeness on it. It's almost like a pact they have. They can't let George Floyd's death serve as a reminder of Caucasity's aggression. I mean, you got to understand they're serious about this shit. I mean, they don't want critical race theory taught in their schools. What do you think, they're gonna let you keep putting a fucking statue up and not fuck with it? Plus, that's their thing. Statues is their thing. And how dare you just made them take down most of their heroes, and now you want to erect your own? Oh, no. Nobody's going to let George Floyd rest in peace. Quit fucking dreaming. You can read about it, though. I put it on the Twitterverse. There it is. George Floyd, that from Afram News, a horrible name. These sisters want you to find your womanish. Just go ahead and scroll past that. We are better than this. We are better than this. Hmm. Oh, we are better than this by Omowale Lathuli Allen. No, Mr. Allen, we're not better than this. You may be better than this. We are just Negroes. Wow. Are you speaking for us? I wonder if that's what's happening. At least 4 black females were murdered each day in 2020. Did you hear that? Let me go ahead and share this for you so that you at least come to an understanding on the Twitterverse and I read. Here we go. At least 4 black females were murdered each day in 2020. AFRAM News by Stacey M. Brown. She is a Newswire senior national correspondent. According to statistics released by the FBI this month, more than 4 black women and girls were murdered each day in the United States in 2020. The Uniformed Crime Reporting Statistics revealed that those startling numbers were a sharp increase from 2019. The FBI said it recorded at least 405 additional murders of black women and girls, but reports have strongly suggested that the number represents an undercount. Those reports don't surprise or comfort victims' families, but only serve as another reminder about the lack of value attached to the lives of black females. There's been no justice, stated Clamisha Reed, whose daughter, Zemaya Joner, was shot and killed last year. A little more than 1 month before her 20th birthday, Zemaya and 19-year-old Richard Waldo were shot by an unknown assailant in the 3100 block of Wayclark Place in Southeast Washington, D.C. Motherfuckers. I added that, motherfuckers. Since the murder, Zemaya's mother and siblings have tried to keep one foot in front of the other, as we tend to do. Zemaya had a lot of things that she had going on, Clamisha Reed remarked. She started a small business selling hair products. She really wanted to work in obstetrics and gynecology. We lost an angel. Her dreams were cut short. So you can continue reading. I'm sure you find it fascinating. Still grinning? Here's the thing. We're at war. And most of us don't even understand. We are in the middle of a conflict. And it originates from the unseen. And it manifests itself into the seen world around us. And for folks that don't understand that, read your Bible. 100,000 of us black women go missing. All of these black women are murdered, and the best of us taken. The consistency with our own destruction and demise can only be stalled and put down by the presence of the Creator. And I believe that God Himself is approaching. I really believe that, because anything else is a nightmarish thought. The consideration of any other outcome means, in all likelihood, just a destroyed existence. These, because I can tell you without doubt, they're just going to get angrier and angrier and angrier. It's a known. It's a known fact that the Nazis would never have stopped, that the hate filled within these beings claiming to be part angels, descendants of Atlantis. These motherfuckers don't get a handle on this situation, the Creator will. And I dare say they're not going to get a handle on this situation. They're going to allow this to continue. Our destruction, their violence, their murderous intent, their hatred, that which fuels these motherfuckers to do the things they do. We're in a war. All right, well, this has been fun. I know I try to be a ray of sunshine. I don't do the feel good stories. Fuck that. Feel good ain't gonna get us through. Need you to understand that jumping up and down in church on Sunday morning ain't gonna fucking cut it. I need you to dig this, folks. And picking up arms, getting yourself all armed up with guns, that ain't gonna cut it either. The only thing that's gonna preserve you alive is belief in the assurance of the approaching kingdom of God. That's it. Everything else is bullshit. Now, you need to hear that. I know it sounds crazy. I'm sure it does. I don't give a fuck. You know what sounds crazier? What the fuck they're doing. And what's more crazier than that is our lack of belief in what they are fucking doing. They're doing this shit, and we're going to be the worst for it, folks. No, you don't believe me? Tell me that you believe the powers that be have our best interests at heart. Tell me you sincerely believe that those that run this government hope and pray Negroes in this society thrive. You tell me that they believe that. I'll stop doing this. I swear it. You convince me that that's the case, that they only want what's best for Negroes. Not one of you can think that without a grain of doubt, something nagging at your psyche that tells you that's just not the case. All right, folks. 8:59. We're right up against 9 o'clock. That was an interesting article. Very, very. 4 black females murdered every day. Wow. Very interesting. U.S. votes to end sentencing disparity between crack and powder cocaine, especially since now it's no longer the epidemic it once was. We're more focused on opioids, but hey, at least you got to it, right? Somebody catch that fucking bone they just threw us, please, and throw it right back at their fucking ass. I don't give a fuck about what you voted on. Now you want to vote on sentencing disparities? Now you want to vote? Well, the sentencing disparities for opioids must now be crazy. And of course, since marijuana is all the rage and billionaires are being created, have you thought perhaps to release every single motherfucker in jail for a marijuana charge? Have you let those people all go? No, not all of them. No, that's a lie. But isn't it interesting that they voted to end the sentencing disparity between crack and powder cocaine, both of which ain't even in play anymore? Motherfuckers don't even give a fuck. Are you kidding me? Boy, you have a Percocet and some powder, the Percocet wins hands down every day. Twice on Sunday. That's tomorrow. Black news, that is the topic. Do not be alarmed. I do that from time to time, only to get myself into a better mood. Black news, the Twitter, black news on Twitter, I don't really follow it because it's kind of disconjointed. talks about things that I'm not that interested in, but I think you get it. Revolt Black News. Folks, let me tell you about Revolt. Revolt Black News should not be on the internet. These folks are not kidding, and they want to go to war. I don't want to go to war. First, we'll lose. They kill really well. Second, it's not necessary. Creator's coming. Kingdom's coming. So, Revolt, I don't know. I'm going to just, I kind of avoid these guys. But they do have some good missing black people, missing white woman syndrome, and why white media ignores black missing women. Because they face missing white woman syndrome. That's what the media has. They go into a fucking chokehold. When a white woman child goes missing, it is all systems stop, squeeze the fucking brakes, let's figure out what's going on, and let's do a fucking emergency on everybody's fucking phone. But I don't see one fucking alert when a black woman goes missing. And how many went missing last year? All right, moving on. Are black men not getting vaccinated for COVID as variants continue to form? Yes, black men are not getting vaccinated. Oh, well. I think everybody knows YouTube's stance on even approaching the subject, so I will not. So Haiti had a 7.2 earthquake, and we can wait, and what we can do to help its survivors? Nothing. I'm just gonna, nothing. And I mean, when you talk about helping, anything that you do help equates to nothing. They're not interested in helping anyone that even resembles Negroes. They can't have that, and Haitians are Negroes. They are members of the royal family. Now, they don't like Puerto Ricans. They don't like Haitians. They like people from Norway. They dig that. Atlanta's rising crime rate and what Councilman Antonio Brown is doing to fix it. He's going to a lot of meetings. He's taking a lot of votes. He's having a lot of his staff read a lot of reports. He's visiting the high crime areas with heavy security around him, staying only long enough to feel the vibe and then get back in the safety of his vehicle. He's having dinner each night promptly at 6, and only the milk-fed view, as that somehow relates to reducing crime in the Atlanta ghetto. That's what he's doing. I didn't read the article. I don't fucking care. Listen to me. If they put it in front of us for consumption, you have to question all of it. You have to at least examine it, scrutinize it, pick it apart. I don't know. Comment on it. Make the show interesting. Oh, wait. That's my wife talking. All right. I'm going to tell you something. I haven't even seen him, but I'm sick of Will Smith. I'm sick of Jada Pinkett. I'm sick of both of them. Okay, understand that I say this with all sincerity. I love every Hebrew. I love them. I am sick to death of them as individuals representative of what true caricatures of blackness and black relationships and black marriages in this country. These two need to go sit down and what they call shut the fuck up. I'm tired of both of them. Their children, their presence, their movies, their speech, their talk, their voices, their comments, their Twitters, their fucking Instagrams. I do not want Will Smith in the orbit of blackness for at least 8-9 months until he gets his head out of his fucking ass. Open marriage. That's not us. I know, Will, I understand. I get it. You're famous. You're rich. You have children that are out of their fucking minds. But for God's sake, man, we don't need to hear your business. No, seriously. If you want an open marriage, by God, feel free. doesn't affect my life one way or another. My coffee is still hot, but there's no reason for you to traipse about the world, the news, and tell people that you have an open marriage with this woman who, for God's sake, allows men to do to her what she hopes you do to her. And that, my friend, is just not right on any level. So, no more Will Smith. 8 months. All right, that's out. Didn't catch him on anything, just kind of, hit my mind. The Grio. Remember, folks, we need to pay attention to the people that are reporting about us. We want to know what they know. Do they know something? Maybe they do. Let's see. Byron Allen. Oh, my God. Can I just say enterprising? Byron Allen, one of the few brothers, despite, his choices and how he reflects who he is, but he's kept it real, and them trying to maintain him at a level they're comfortable with lets me know he's doing something right. And I mean to say that in contrast to Oprah, who has her own network, absolutely sold out, sell out. Oprah, don't trust her. Don't trust her 100%. She loves this shit. But Byron's just trying to make a buck, trying to do the deal. And the attack that he gets, the reduction, the marginalization of his accomplishments, now he's getting a Hollywood Walk of Fame star. Yes, I get it. But in their face with that shit, because they stopped him from doing what he really wanted to do, which was really put the Black channel on the map. I mean, BET all the way aside, run by not us. This guy was really going to make a channel that reflected us, and they stopped him, and you knew they would. So there it is. Anybody disagree? I don't fucking care, because it's the Doug Wright Show. There. How's everybody doing? Huh? How's everybody doing? Hey, I'm just doing a good Saturday show for everybody today. I need you to understand the dangers and what we face. The fact that everything is not all right. Everything is not all right. Not for us. Everything is not all right. I demand that you stop thinking it is. I mean it. You go outside unwittingly facing this public, unaware of what traipses through their demented minds. And you don't know if the very sight of you might cause action. And I say to brothers and sisters to just be cautious, to act accordingly. To don't bring attention to yourself, and to do everything you can to be about your goddamn business. Because it's war, and we don't gotta fight. They've declared war on blackness. No other explanation. War on blackness. All right, so there it is. The Grio, always given. I'm not stopping. Meek Mill, don't care. Stacey, oh my God. Stacey Dash. Stacey, folks, Stacey. What's the deal with this chick? Says that she was hooked on opiates to mask internal pain more than physical. How Caucasian can you become? What is this? I'm feeling bad. Stop. Not you're hitting me physically and hurting me physically and drawing blood, but my feelings are now uncomfortable. And so now we must examine all that is occurring, and we must come to terms with the fact that I feel bad. Motherfucker, please. What? Are you for real? It's in the water. Has to be. I feel bad. Okay, so Squid Game. What do you think? Squid Game. Anybody? Did you watch it? Did you watch the Squid Game? I was looking for. Everybody tells me there's a message for us. I guess I don't see any message. Squid Game was somebody's fantasy. They wrote it and it was good, and I watched it. I binged it. It was violent. It was shocking. I liked the girl that turned around shooting at people. Damn good aim. But good show. I got that the dude was in charge almost immediately. I got that that dude was running shit. He was number one. He moved against the girl shooting like I said, man, he's timed it. He's just done the timing. And I said, no, there's something about this dude. He keeps surviving. And the best game I liked, I have to say, was the game where they were pulling each other, the tug of war at high altitude. My friends, nothing more satisfaction. Satisfying than just watching that. I don't know. It was just sick. Just the slat. It was impressive. I liked it. But it says here that black celebrities can't stop tweeting about Squid Games. So the connective tissue between black celebrities and tweeting about Squid Games, I'm not that fucking interested. Because it just seems that anything black, you attach the word black to it, and it's a story. Right? I mean, seriously, black YouTube liver picks up black coffee cup, drinks black coffee. News 11. The fuck's going on? Anyway, I'm not that interested. My feelings are hurt. Calvin, I'm getting your feelings. 2 places you cannot be here. That is in the bathroom. Don't be in the toilet. And in your feelings. All right. What do we got? I don't even want to know. Oh my God. Poor Little Kim. Nobody did that to Little Kim dancing like this. That's not real, is it? That cannot be real. Her dancing like that. I was hoping that's just not real. Please. Dear God. And what happened to Little Kim? This chick was like hard, badass rapper, and then the fucking plastic surgery just took hold, and we just now have some caricature now. We cannot permit this. Also, where's 50? Where's 50 Cent at? Is it true that millionaires are leaving this country? I'm starting not to see motherfuckers. Are they leaving? They may be making a mistake. This may be where you want to stay. I've learned some things. Well, an hour and 22 minutes. I hope you guys have enjoyed the show. I only do this because, it's so rare that we come together, even in small numbers, and talk and get it out. And even if it's just me talking and you talking amongst yourselves, the end result is that Hebrews acknowledge and recognize their unique position in this particular country. And we cannot take where we are at face value. What they are showing us about us has nothing to do with us. Their opinions, projections, assumptions, summations, all the things they offer to us spoon-fed to ingest. We need to spit that putrid shit out of our consciousness and understand, and I've said it before, the circumstances in which we arrive at this place are extremely important. And they attempt to minimize beginnings, especially when they relate to us in this country. The beginnings of every other tribe that has made it to these stolen shores is heralded and lauded and given all sorts of attention. But when Negroes talk about arriving on this fucking place in chains for sale, abused and murdered, they don't want us to talk about that. That was the past. Nobody's alive that was a slave today. That's their favorite fucking line. Nobody's alive that signed that goddamn Declaration of Independence either. But they got that protected behind bulletproof glass. Fuck you. You don't get to tell me what to remember. And you don't get to dictate my history. It's evident, it's plain. It's in the present actions that your kin take. And that's what they don't want us to really focus on. They don't want us to focus on beginnings, origins. How we got here plays an important part in how we're treated now. And when they tell you that we need to forget, while they reenact Civil War battles, which I've found extremely odd, but that kind of disingenuous observation, fuck these motherfuckers, man. Don't you ever forget how you got here and what was taken from you and for what reason. The last thing they want us doing is talking amongst ourselves. All right, folks, I'm Doug Rice, an hour, 25 minutes into the program. I'm going to call it a morning. I might do something later. I'm banned off TikTok. I'm banned from the lives, and I don't understand it. All I said was that they're voting to determine whether or not the election of Joe Biden was legal. Before they do anything else, they're going to address that, and that will more likely come with civil fucking war. We are in absolute fucking danger. These people got murder on their mind. I can't say it too many different ways. You don't like it? Fuck you. All right, folks. I think you guys have received the message. Thanks, Calvin. You guys have a wonderful morning. Hey, take it easy on a Saturday. I'm going to continue watching some movies, do something, see what's happening. Hey, do me a favor. Share this, please. Support me on Patreon, please. Support me on Cash App, Rug Dicer. But I am going to do a GoFundMe, and I'll tell you why. We're going to get into that. This show is about today, Saturday, getting vigorous, loose, just kind of telling people, my origins, why I'm able to do this for fucking ever, just to let you know. I could keep doing this for another 2 hours, not a problem. I've talked for 8 hours straight for 30 years on the phone. Never ran out of anything to say yet. I could keep going. I really could. It's not a problem. It's like falling off a log, folks. But I want to rest and watch some television. So you guys have a wonderful day. Please share this. I need 1,000 so that I can do lives. No guys! 9:19. Take it easy.